Hi there. Good morning, Accra. Good morning, Ghana, and beyond. This is the Mother's Day edition of Family Life. Family Life, the family is our priority right here on Adwa TV. I am Naa Oforiwaa Pels. Noko bold, Noko beautiful, Noko dark and lovely. I wish all our mothers out there a blissful Mother's Day. I'll go for a quick breather. When I come back, I'll introduce my guest and that's of the topic.
Do you want the latest news on sport on the local scene, such as the Ghana Premier League, CAF Champions League, and Confederation matches? Want the latest in the world of boxing, athletics, cycling, para sports, tennis, and any of our national teams? Then tune in to Sports Center on Adwa TV this and every Wednesday and Friday at 6:45 p.m. to 7:45 p.m. Sports Center will also host resource person from sporting federations, sports athletes or personalities and stakeholders in the sporting fraternity to give clarifications, inform and educate viewers. Join Isaac Morty and Derek Nee Asai Ankara for your latest on trending sports issues and game predictions on Sports Center.
Come back from that quick breather. Sweet mother, I no go forget you. For this suffer where you suffer for me. Yeah. Yes, the song says it all. It's a Mother's Day tomorrow. A 9 months journey is not an easy thing for every woman. Some goes giving us life, they give up their lives, they don't come back. Some ends up being crippled or even being bedridden for the rest of our lives. It's not easy. If you see a pregnant woman, please say a secret silent prayer for that person. Because anything and everything can happen. It is not the fault of the doctors, neither is it the fault of the nurses, nor the pregnant woman. It is the doing of the Lord. Being it good or bad, we give thanks and praise to Him. So, for your selfless dedication, kindness, hard work, and your love, I wish all mothers, young and old, about to, mothers to be, I wish you all a blissful Mother's Day. And to come to the topic of the program, to be a healthy, loving, and enjoy your marriage, we want to know how to make our marriages work. Whether you had a traditional marriage or dance marriage, Mohammedia's marriage, whatever marriage is marriage. So far as I can show better moko, you know, ya planky marriage is marriage. So we want to know how to make our marriage work. Sometimes you attend weddings and you could feel it from the tone of the groom or the bride when they are taking their vows, like when they get to for better or for worse, they want to say for better, for better. No one wants the worst. But as humans, we are not perfect. So how do we make our marriages to work? Not as 100% perfect, but if we could enjoy it like 60, 70%, we are here to help you dissect, bisect, and then make you understand that you can make your marriage work. Unless you are being abused, for that one, dear, I will boldly tell you, go back home. Because it is better for you to be in your mother's house alive than to go to your mother's house in a box, deformed. You will die and leave these children, those you are fighting for, those you are enduring the pains for, you will leave them. So far as you are not being abused and you think you can continue the journey of till death do us part with the person, please go home. And to help me do this, I have two handsome men. One is called Mr. Samuel Hanum, and then I have my almighty Mr. Vincent Suti.
Thank you.
Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Welcome. I'm grateful to have you here. Uncle Sam, what is marriage?
When he's asked what is marriage, so marriage as because we are Christians, so as God instituted, the Bible says that a man shall leave his father and mother and join to a woman, and the two shall be one. So marriage is, legally. When I say legally, it means they've gone and they've signed, and that they are going to be as husband and wife together. They are customary, but once in the Bible, because we are all Christians, the man leaving his house and clinging to a woman, and the two, according to the Bible, shall be one. So that the marriage is for purposes of procreation, to support each other. Because the Bible says that I shall create to you a helper. So somebody comes in like the woman who's supposed to be not really like a servant but
your helpmate.
Helpmate. So it's like a collaboration kind of union that is there. And the Bible says that a man who finds a wife finds
a good thing and favor.
The favor. There's a blessing. There's a critical blessing that comes with marriage. That when you have that, it makes you to flourish. Not only the man but the woman. Both of you complement each other, and you are able to grow together, have a family, and have a happy time.
So it's not the reason why you see a skinny man getting married, and then after some time you see him more like what the balo
sort of, because now you don't have peace of mind. Your resources are not just being spread across but channeled to one purpose. So you are able to have the peace of mind to invest. Sometimes you're fine, but just the peace of mind that you have a place that you can call a home. From work, you are coming to a place that will welcome you and treat you nicely. You are adored, you are respected. That alone gives you some peace of mind, and that peace of mind is psychological. So you can be having all that, but if you don't have the peace of mind to enjoy it, you'll be dying.
Some women can give you hell, some men too can give their wives hell.
True.
So the peace of mind, that is 50-50.
But God also says that He will not give us anything that we cannot carry. Whatever He gives us,
He knows He can carry.
You know He can carry. Yes, and yes, it's true. God, just like you said, there's only one caveat, that when you are being abused and we don't want you to be in, but God hates divorce. He has given us the resources, and if we are able to go to His word critically, we should be able to make it work and be happy. Because
Uncle Sam, God hates divorce, but He doesn't hate the divorcee.
No. God doesn't hate it. No, God loves the sinner. God hates sin. So the same thing you are saying. God hates sin.
So you can divorce, but still God will love you. Hello?
I agree, but if there's something that we can do to make it work, why not? Because these days, I mean, the day of marriage, I mean, just after hours, people are getting divorced. But that's not God's purpose. Because sometimes we get into marriage with selfish desires.
Okay.
We are not having the real love of God. God is love. And all people who we are created by God. So once we are created by God, God's love is in us. God loves us so much that He gave His only begotten Son.
Okay.
So this point shows that sometimes even God loves us more than Himself. Because He gave His Son to us, come and save us.
Okay.
That kind of love is not the normal love that just like the Bible said that man should love his wife. That love is not an ordinary love. That love is supposed to be what? Divine love.
Okay.
And divine love goes beyond normal love.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it? What is marriage?
Marriage is an honorable estate which God Himself instituted. Marriage is for matured people. That's man and woman. So marriage is not for the small boys. Yeah. For marriage, you have to be mature psychologically,
Okay.
then physically, then spiritually as well.
Okay.
Economic wise too, you have to be sound.
Okay.
With that one, you enjoy marriage. And marriage is for life. So once you set on that journey, it's a journey of no return, as you said, for better, for worse. Anything that comes your way, both need to work together to make it a unique one. And each of us, our marriages are unique, as God created us. When you look at Psalm 139, we're fearfully and wonderfully made. Yeah, so God cherished us and He gave His only Son to us too as well. So then marriage is like a union. It has been linked to that of Christ Himself being the bridegroom and we are the bride. Human as we are created to be in worship. So then you can't say you will not worship God.
Okay.
Yeah. So when there's a union between a man and a woman, until death do us part, we need to stay and work our marriage. And I believe everything will be fine for us.
Okay. So I'll go for a quick breather. When I come back, family life continues. Please stay tuned.
Do you want the latest news on sport on the local scene, such as the Ghana Premier League, CAF Champions League, and Confederation matches? Want the latest in the world of boxing, athletics, cycling, para sports, tennis, and any of our national teams? Then tune in to Sports Center on Ado TV this and every Wednesday and Friday at 6:45 p.m. to 7:45 p.m. Sports Center will also host resource person from sporting federations, sports athlete or personalities and stakeholders in the sporting fraternity to give clarifications, inform and educate viewers. Join Isaac Morty and Derek Nee Asai Ankara for your latest on trending sports issues and game predictions on Sports Center.
Come back from that quick breather. This is Family Life right here on Adwa TV, streaming live on Facebook, Adwa TV Ghana, and YouTube, Adwa TV _GH, Instagram, and X is also an Adwa TV _GH. TikTok is Adwa TV GH. My name is yours truly, Naa Oforiwaa Pels. Noko bold, Noko beautiful, Noko dark and lovely. The topic for discussion for today is how to make marriage work. And then before we went for that quick breather, my guest explained what marriage is. But the question I asked, you just answered me the Christian way. If it was to be other religion, do you also believe in the same way? Or marriage is broad, irrespective of the religion, you are to hold each other firm and enjoy your marriage, is it? So how do we make our marriage work?
There are a lot of things that we can do to make our marriage work.
Okay.
First of all, we have to go by the biblical principle. So God gave obligation. The man has obligation, biblical obligation. The woman also has biblical obligation. So even though sometimes say that the Bible says that women should submit, but if you are to read the Ephesians chapter 5 and you to start it from like 19 backwards, there's that mention that we should all submit to each other. You know,
okay.
Oh yes. So the woman is supposed to submit to her own husband, but the submission is supposed to be both ways.
Okay.
So the same thing with respect.
Okay.
So the man, the woman is supposed to submit, and the man is supposed to love. The
Let's
love
change
here,
for the submission.
exactly. In fact, the love is not based on condition.
Okay.
God did not say that, man, love your wife when she submits to you.
It should be unconditional.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that despite the fact that whatever is happening, you have to go your way. And that love I mentioned earlier is not just the normal, ordinary love. I mean, otherwise,
Agape love.
I mean, agape love, I mean, just love, we have different types of, but this love is divine love. It means it is able to sacrifice. I mean, sometimes go beyond the human love that we all expect.
Okay.
And that sometimes is a difficult thing to do. And we have to pray for the Holy Spirit to direct us and to give us the strength. You know, the woman is also submit, and that is also unconditional. So there's a story that was told about the man who was is a businessman, was working for some time, and his business was going down, and the wife was always going to church. And the man at the point said that, my wife, I mean, always you go to church and you need to stop going to church. The woman said, no, even though you are my husband, Jesus is my Lord, and Jesus says that I should go to church, so I'll go to church. And the man said that, if you go to church and you come, I'll lock the door. By the time the woman came back, the man
He
locked the door. The woman slept outside the whole night. The morning, the man went and opened the door. And when he opened the door, the woman nearly fell down. When the woman woke up, I asked her husband, what should I fix for you for breakfast? Yeah. So he did not base upon the man's attitude. He was doing her biblical obligation.
As a wife. Upon the abuse. Because this is also a form of abuse.
I agree. But that changed the man. Today, the man has become one of the greatest preachers of the whole world.
Because he was expecting the wife to
react. So that there will be quarrel. Then based upon that, there will be other things. But the woman showed the
maturity.
Husband. That is it. Just like he said, marriage is not for immature minds. And it takes the grace of God to be able to read between, so that that's not what you are doing, I will still love you. despite all that you are doing, I'll still respect you because I'm doing this not because of you, I'm doing this because of God, because of Jesus' admonition that I should do this.
But don't you think it's because of the children that's why she was so submissive?
I won't say that because the story never mentioned about the children.
Okay.
But it's also very critical for us to know that when children are growing up, they do a lot of learning by what they observe.
Mm-hmm.
If you are not careful, we make the children to grow up. A similar story was told about children where sometimes you grow up and they don't want to go to church because they see that if a godly man is doing this, then that's God. Then so what's the essence, you know? So children observe. So I was thinking, I've told myself, I've told my little girl, in your life, never insult a man. Never. And these are some of the principles we need to be teaching our children. I mean, for a woman, you should not even raise your voice. The Bible says that you should not even speak loudly. You should not even raise your voice. So if you're having there can be misunderstanding, but that doesn't mean you can't get over it. Then quietly, you solve your issues out. Nobody should be that you should be even raising your voice to really be insulting. No, it doesn't work that way.
There are some problems that are very, very provocative.
I know.
That if you don't hold your heart, you may even pick something to hit your partner.
Exactly.
So the best way to avoid is to shout on top of your voice to bring the grievances that is within you. Your reaction is not based on what happened instantly, but it has been a repeated scenario.
Accumulation, yeah.
Yes. You've accumulated it so much that that day was the last straw. You have to puke everything out. You see. So some women don't just shout back. Well, I mean, no. She's fed up with it. And then if we don't tell you, you men mostly don't understand us. You may think we women are nags, but we've harbored it, covered it up, and it kills.
Now I agree, and it's not healthy. That's why in marriage talk about communication. Communication is a skill that we need to learn, so that by you shouting and things, you are even putting your health at risk.
BP.
Exactly. You are prone to having BP, you are prone to having panic attacks and stuff and all those things.
It is better for you to shout and get it out of your chest than to harbor it and get BP.
But there's a better way. No. If the shouting means you are pruning yourself to, because after you are shouting, your whole body is agitated, your heart is pounding, you are sweaty, the hormones are released, and you are all that. Compared to when, I can tell you, men.
Sometimes keeping quiet will even kill you faster than you talking. No.
I didn't say you should keep quiet.
Me for one, if you offend me and I don't talk, then I start hating you. So when I offend you or you offend me, pray I talk, then I release it out. But if I keep quiet on it, just your shadow cry is provoking me. Yes. So it is better for me to shout and be free.
There's a better way to communicate. You don't have to shout.
It depends on what happened. Don't you think so?
Like what? You go and meet your husband in bed with another woman. And you're going to make
that one,
scene.
it is class 1 standing.
Really?
It is class 1 standing.
Would you shout? You need to. I always say that. I'll leave you. I'll just even give you.
I'll give you the space.
I won't even talk about it.
The lady is relieving me from some stress that I'm not able to give you as at that time you needed it. You're a part-time wife. Just make sure you won't give me any disease at the end of the day.
A lot of women can't take that, that.
It is not necessary for you to shout when you see your husband in bed with another woman. No. Jachun minchi. Ona agako telebulu jachun o palace abla. E wa jachun minchi ne eke hambo ko ba palace abla ko she just leave the house. You just leave them alone. When they are done, you come back, you change the bedspread. If you like, you take the mattress off the bed and then you hang it, you put it under the sun for a while, and then you turn it over. Nothing happened.
Yeah, I agree, but problem communication. You don't have to shout.
So communication is the key, right?
It's one of, in fact, I won't say it's one of the keys. If you ask me, but one of the key things is
the master key itself. Communication.
It's one of the keys. But one of the key things for me as a counselor and as somebody who has been married for some time is about how to solve problems.
Okay. That's
for me, it's very, very key, because once there are two different people who are coming from different
family background,
socialization, all that and all that. You know, that kind of
I get a divorce,
Oh yeah, it happens. I mean, all this is, but how do we solve the problem? To me, that's the very key because Nokeshi, the journey is not without problems. Definitely there will be problems.
There
But
are thorns on the road.
exactly, how do we solve it? If you're able to solve it, in fact, by you solving problem each day, you become even stronger and better, and it's healthier.
Uncle Vincent, how do we make our marriage work?
For marriages, both partners need to respect each other.
Okay.
So respect is very key.
Mm-hmm.
But love is paramount
Mm-hmm.
because God is love.
Mm-hmm.
So we expect us to love ourselves.
Mm.
So if the love is there, no matter what challenges comes our way,
Mm-hmm.
we're able to surmount it. We'll go through the process and both of us will be the winners. So for instance, one want to improve upon his or her sex life. We are not born having all that knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
The environment in which we find ourselves, or maybe if the woman is pregnant, then the man, you have to know how best, maybe if you are having intercourse with your woman. So people normally say, oh, they want to, in the churches, we don't educate, or maybe through counseling.
Mm.
They want people to know it by themselves. And you have to educate yourself. It shouldn't be a situation whereby maybe the man is exposed. That's why they say we shouldn't have premarital sex. If you are both together, you explore, and it's very unique.
Mm.
But if you want to go the other way, whereby people will be looking at pornographic materials and other, it won't help. So for marriages, it's very unique for man and woman. You have to explore and know the very skills that you bring in for your marriage to work, because that's the very issue that people want to go away from their wives to the other people. Your wife can also be a good material in bed for you. So I will say for this Mother's Day, man, woman, they need to exploit themselves and know how to handle their
Don't you
sex
think
life.
the exploration should have been done before the marriage? Because, please, do you drive a car?
I drive.
So before paying for the car, you go for a test drive, right? Then you see how cozy the interior and everything is. If you are comfortable in it before you pay for the car, Abby.
For marriage that God instituted, that one is not allowed. I quoted Psalm 139 that were fearfully and wonderfully made. Every man or woman is unique. I'm a mechanical man, and you can go for test drive and so forth. But for marriage, the moment you do that, then it's fornication.
We can ask for forgiveness. God will forgive us. We are not perfect. We are not perfect. This one, dear, I won't buy it.
We are not perfect.
I will credit it, but I won't buy it.
We are not perfect, but it's God who strengthens us.
Because the reason being that you may go and, excuse my language, he's a 2 minutes man, and most women don't like 2 minutes men. That comes up with them cheating. She doesn't want to leave her husband. Okay. She doesn't want to leave her husband, but she'll go in for someone else who will be satisfying her outside the marriage. It's also idolatry. Is that not it? Uncle Sam.
Okay, so that's why the Bible says that for better, for worse. And for every problem, there's a solution. If you go on your knees to pray, God will help you with the solution.
See, don't bring prayers into this thing, because someone don't believe in prayers.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Most people don't believe in prayers because 2 minutes is still 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yes.
Or maybe your wife is not that keen in having intercourse with you, the man.
Yeah.
You can be in bed in the same room for like a month and you get one. Once that is once in a pink sun, not in a blue moon. Once in a pink sun. But it's supposed to be a consistent something because I heard it is that's what bonds couple, right?
Yeah.
So here lies the case, you didn't try it whilst courting and you've ended up married. Heaven, you want to go to heaven, so you don't want to engage yourself into premarital sex.
Yeah.
To know how your spouse behave in bed, to know the touching points and stuff. My sound man was holding my back. He was touching my spine this morning, saying, "When we lying away, I felt ticklish."
Yes.
But I just have to comport myself. Sasu, you are one. Don't do that again. If you don't explore your man or your woman's body and you end up in bed, and then you'll be touching him like you're massaging. Hello.
Now, communication. We spoke about communication. So prayer is one, but communication is also key.
So that is the point one of the relationship.
You can also explore in the marriage. Because this is a Christian program, so we are going by the biblical principles that we are.
Well, our program is not just based on Christianity.
Okay, fine.
It cuts across all religions. Yes. So we are not centering it on the Bible.
That's fine.
Yes.
That's fine. Ideally, yes, when it comes to machines and things, but you can't compare how unique human being is to machines. You know, so just like you said, we are fearfully and wonderfully made by God. So we are not just for trial. As when anybody comes and says, I'm trying, when I try, I don't like it, I leave it. I come and try, I leave it. I come and try, I leave it. So in a year, if every month you are trying once, so 12 months, and nobody is settling with you, can you just imagine the consequences?
Okay.
So therefore, that's why we are saying that you can explore in a marriage. Now, and one challenge we have about people who are married is that sometimes when they have challenges, they don't talk to the right people for advice.
Okay.
So of you to talk to probably your pastor or someone who is trained. They talk to friends who sometimes are not married or they are
jealous of you being married.
Exactly. Social media freak. So to them, the standard is Western standard. So they'll just give you any advice they can for you to go, you know. So you need to be talking to the right people.
Most people to base their marriages on telenovelas, The Voice.
Exactly, because so that's the problem we're having, because we have allowed this kind of foreign influences come into our society. So they are influenced, you know, and it has become a challenge in our marriages these days, you know. So when you're having challenge, there are sex therapists who can even help you to explore so that you know yourself better. Okay. You know, the person may be 2-minute man, but sometimes it could be psychological. It could be some infections that the person may be having that we can even treat and the person will be fine.
Okay.
Or there are certain things that is going on that we just need to sort it out, you know. So there are people who are also educated and trained to teach people how to go about enjoying their sex life. And you can enjoy your marriage, whatever it is, without even going outside.
Ghana.
Oh, in our country, in our respective families. It is. In our respective family, we can. Just because we've allowed, sometimes the expectations we have in going marriage is also a challenge. We need to manage. People have to, somebody said that when you're going to marriage, you don't have any expectation. So you're not surprised by what comes up.
But the only profession that you get a certificate before you even start the course, so she let me.
No, that's why you don't have it, because when you're starting, they didn't give you the objectives.
No, a certificate.
As I'm saying,
paper one.
So you are going to face it, that having, so don't expect anything. Just go and live each day by itself, each day by that day, each day at a time.
So how do you get the passcode to that question? Unless you go to a counselor or someone who is much advanced in marriage to give you that advice.
So I say that sometimes I like the churches that they give you something like a mentor when you get married, because sometimes they are young couples, 24, 25, and they are married. They are not going to struggle and fix out things themselves. There should be somebody when they have challenge or they are stuck, they can call a seasoned counselor or married counselor who can direct them in the if they are Christians. I would say that if they are Christians, then in the biblical principles, so they will be able to manage. Because just like you're saying, no preparation. I mean, just sometimes the counseling, you know, sometimes people even do counseling less than 1 month or 2 months and they are gone. Because you need to do counseling for a number of people, so you are taught all the principles.
So what's the least month someone can go for counseling?
Some churches will do even 6 months.
Like the Catholic Church, 1 year.
That's excellent. So that because this marriage, you see, one thing about marriage is that the devil knows that marriage and church is these two institutions that can flourish the society.
Yeah.
So it comes after them. It comes after the church. It comes after them, the family. So we need to prepare people adequately. And we don't also have to leave people on the job. It's like you're getting a new job. They give you orientation. But as you are going, there's what we call supervisory. They supervise you as you go along. So that if you have challenges, they help that do it this way, then the person will excel. If you leave the person all by themselves, they have no other people to call to seek for advice. So they go to their friends who they'll talk to. And the friends will say certain things, so then they walk out, and later they will regret. I should have stayed because this thing is not beyond recovery, but they didn't. So these are some of the things we can do to make our marriages work.
But Vincent, you being part of the members of the Men Fellowship of the Anglican Church, this is one of your criteria, right, to make marriages work.
Exactly.
Yeah. For the Men Fellowship, we want to be a role model in the society, and for that matter, the church for the society. So we are doing everything possible to get the youth into our fold. Things that will not augur well for them coming, we have to share it. So we are on it. At least we need to mentor them because they are the future leaders. And the fathers, they have gone through the mill, and with their experiences, we need not to reinvent the wheel. So life must continue unabated. So the Men Fellowship is there to help the youth. And for the Anglican sector, we have the AYPA. Now we have the youth. And we are doing that one in collaboration with the Women Fellowship. So at their various meetings, we can have a time with the youth, at least. So the very moment you arrive, well, you feel in your body that I have everything set for marriage. You know the in and out of it. Yeah.
So how do we prioritize communication and problem resolution in marriage? How do we prioritize it?
Communication is the key. Is the key. So for us, it should be number one. You need to tell your wife or your husband, this is my sensitive part. When you touch it, it will make me to get to the other realms. Then the woman will know, or the man will also know. But if you are not communicating, then you'll be circumventing.
Hey, bluffo.
And at the end of the day, you
Things will be
delay
working
yourself.
things.
Yeah. But you have to let the man enjoy and the woman also to enjoy. Whereby if both are able to climax, then you enjoy the marriage. It shouldn't be, the environment should be conducive.
So, to the resolution side, in case there are manners between us, we keep in malice. Should I restrain myself from having intercourse with my husband?
Come again.
Should I deny him when he wants it? Because
The Bible tells us, and for that matter, for Christians, but it's mystical in that the moment both parties enjoy each other.
But it's a general question. It cuts across all religion.
Yeah.
I have a beef. Like maybe in the morning before my husband left for work, we had a little argument and I'm hurt. And then in the evening he came home after eating. He feels like, should I deny him? Because Bible we shouldn't deny our spouses when they want it, right? But because I am being hurt, should I restrain or can she not fake it? What's up? Do I have to keep that malice or I have to?
It calls for maturity. So with that very one, your body is not of your own.
Share.
Your body is for the man and the man, your body is for the woman.
My body is my body.
The two shall be one.
And the two shall be
You
one.
get to a point you don't do Asia. Sometimes the anger will make you do Tunisia. You know Tunisia.
No, not Tunisia.
You don't know Tunisia.
No, I don't know
You
Tunisia.
turn your back, I turn my back. Tunisia.
No.
Tunisia.
It does not help in the union.
And so we
Yeah.
have to do Asia. Enim Asia.
Oh, yes. You know, so you don't have to deny, just like he's saying. Once, you know, there's a problem. Sometimes I haven't said that when they're going to even, the man is touching the woman, but the woman will say that, oh, it told me, I'm tired, I'm not in the mood. If you're not in the mood, that's when you need to even do it.
Do it.
Excuse you, please. I live all the way in the Eastern region and I work in Accra.
Yeah.
See the stress I have to go through from my station all the way to Somanya. Hey,
The stress.
I get home as late as 10 onto me.
How many? For how many? How long?
Oh, daddy.
No, so that's why I said the two shall be one. And that you can be fighting with your husband, but don't deny him that. Unless there's a medical problem. You are doing your normal menstrual stuff. But I mean, don't deny him. That even brings you together.
Even if you are not in the mood, you shouldn't deny him.
Don't deny him.
Hey, that
we don't have to.
Oh, that
all these days they are even talking about marital rape. We don't force your wife. But I mean, this one, once you are married, it means you have consented for sex.
Okay.
Once you are married,
you are licensed to have it as much as you
officially.
So how many times should a couple do it in a month?
Communication.
How many times should they do it in a month? That one is another part of communication.
They have to agree. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They have to communicate and agree. Some people will do like minimum, like in a week, 3 times.
Minimum.
Oh yes, 3 times.
Hey,
I mean,
so
keeps the bond together.
3 times 4 weeks, making 12.
In a month.
Is that healthy?
That's what I'm saying. That sometimes can even go more. It depends on the couple, or some can do less. But communication, I want it. I'm in the mood. Can you give it to me? Okay, when it looks like because of I'm doing my message, so can you hold on? Okay, I'll hold on. Some people can do it every day. Doesn't matter.
Ow.
Once you are fine, there's no medical problem. It's the two of you. You come to an agreement.
Okay.
Yes. That's what we talk about communication. Communicate. So like these days say this they say if it more talk too much, now they can harm me. Now they can that kind of thing. So let's work it around. Okay. Monday can Tuesday she could Friday weekend and we can still have time for ourselves. Why not? So communication.
Does it always be done in the house? I know once in a while you have to take your partner out at a beach and near beach feel. Me for one, I would advise that when you have any challenges, going to the seaside or the poolside is the best place. No one is eavesdropping on you.
You mean the communication?
The communication.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a neutral environment.
I agree.
Do you agree with that one?
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's like you can bury your share and can shove for him.
I know, right?
So I mean,
sometimes you don't even need to. It doesn't need to be. Sometimes you read the situation, the circumstances, the psychology around your partner. In a good mood, is not me share, you know. So okay, can I chip in one of these things? Sometimes you need to even law Sunday. No gag by Sunday, no, and can oh, okay, no fin small, okay, it will not happen again. No, okay, no, the marriage is going on.
So that one too, does it depend on the tonation of how you're going to say it?
To depend.
Let's say I've been offended or I have offended my partner. What's the tone I'm supposed to use so that he will feel that I am being apologetic? I have regretted my actions. He has regretted his actions. This tone, with this tone, how do you go about that one?
So, as we said from the beginning, communication is very key, and it's a skill that you have to know. You know very well that you've offended your partner. Do you want to shout on top of your voice when you want to show remorse? It's not so. You have to be humble, admit what went wrong, then you have to make amends. and move on. So as you say, in an environment that will be conducive, whereby you talk tete-a-tete, you look into the eye of the other partner, eyeball to eyeball, then the person will know that genuinely you've shown remorse. Then the fellow will forgive you. But it shouldn't be something that it should be occurring day in and day out. If not, then it's something that is deliberate. You want to hurt your other partner. But I want to work out the marriage for good. So I believe it's a learning stage. You move on. You don't repeat your mistakes. So I believe you need to know how to go about it by talking well with your spouse.
Okay.
For both to understand what went wrong and how best you solve it.
We've been talking about communication since the beginning of the program. There are some people who are not good in communication in general, is it?
Yeah.
So if you're in a relationship with such a person and you want your relationship or your marriage to work, how do you go about it? Because like you've talked about it over and over. Call me. When I call you, please pick up. If you are busy, let me know. But this is a case whereby you are calling, he's not picking up. You are sending texts, she's not replying you. Neither is he or she calling you back when they are less busy. Silent mode is on for days. They choose to call you when they feel like. And then they give you one excuse to the other. My network was not good, and that and that and that. How do you go about such a relationship? Let's say you are really interested in that person. You want to end up with that person till. And this is what you are going through in the beginning of the relationship. How do you go about it, Uncle Sam?
Yeah, so what I would say is that sometimes these are red flags that we need to pick before the marriage. So there are certain actions or inactions that we say we flag them as red flags that you need to be careful of before you even do the commitment. You know, so this person would have been showing these signs prior to the marriage, but sometimes because you are head over heels in love, they will sometimes say, oh nah, God is more cho. But pray for wisdom. Then you have to put the question, and you have to find a way of asking the person, because the person, marriage is not going to change the person.
No, you can't change anyone.
Exactly, but the marriage is even going to enhance the person's characteristics more. When you are able to pick these red flags, ask yourself, can I cope? If you can cope, then it's up to you. If you cannot cope, then you better advise yourself before the commitment issues comes in. So there's always red flags that we need to pick up during court. That's why if you are even supposed to have godly courtship, courtship. So courtship, during the courting process, you get to know the person more, the person's values, what the person's cherish and all that, what are the person's vision, how does the person sees you and all that. Does the person see you as a sex object? If the person sees as a sex object, means when you marry, that's what the person is going to treat you like a sex object, you know. And so you pick up all these things and advise yourself. If you can't talk to somebody who is like, this is what I'm seeing in my would-be partner, what do I advise? The person can say, okay, there are certain things that you can do if you think you are really in love. That when you're feeling, you think you cannot cope, you advise yourself. Otherwise, this will be something that you have to contend with in your marriage.
So if you don't know the person's house, or you know the person's house and he or she is avoiding you, do you have to go to the person's house to investigate if there is another person in his or her life for you to be sure, without you just not thinking about it, like she not picking up my calls, that means there's a man there, or he not picking up my call, there's a woman in his life he doesn't want you to know. Because be phone for days. You'll be calling and he's not picking up, she's not picking up. We are humans, we would think anyhow.
Yeah.
You may feel. So do you have to go to the person's house to investigate if he has someone or she has someone in their life? Do you think that one is the best idea or the best thing to do?
You know, human, as we are respond to external stimuli, in that we need to be ready at any point in time so that all our sense organs will work. So for marriage, that's why we say marriage is for mature people. you know that now I'm going to have another person so that the two shall be one. So you need to put down your ego. They will come together. If I want to know your house and you are preventing me, then that love is not genuine. If it's genuine, you'll be more than willing for me to know.
What if you know the house? Do you have to go there to investigate since he's not picking up your calls or she's not picking up your calls?
You have to check on your partner. So for you being to his or her place, it's not a taboo.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a taboo.
It's a way of communication too, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have to communicate and know. I mean, so just like you say, trust is very important in marriage. You know, so before courtship, I mean, just like he's saying, once the love is there, I should be able to walk into your place at any time. You know, the purpose is not to come into. I'm coming to investigate to see if there's another woman there. Should be no normal visiting time or coming there, because sometimes something may be happening to him. So your presence there can save a situation. You know, so but shouldn't be like, oh, I'm going to monitor and see what is going on. When I go back, you die early. No, but the idea should be actually you are there with somebody, and once in a while you need to check on the person. Just like we are saying, there are certain red flags. Okay, more it's not allowing you to come into their house. Then there may be something that the person may be hiding from you. You know that you need to ask yourself questions. I will say that, you know. I mean, you should go to walk into your partner's house. But for all you know, sometimes mom it's no bad because it could but you for okay look buy an on this money look if you fasting you know no you come in there just but that's why we say communication. Let the person know. Okay, so at this time we are doing Lent. It was Lent, we are supposed to do this, so I don't want us to because I'm not married to you now. This is the feeling I have, and I don't want to do it. So you can walk in anytime, but please, that's why I'm trying to avoid you for it, so that communication, then everybody will understand, and the relationship will flourish.
To add to what our brother just said, you know, we need to move away from marriage of convenience. You know, it's something that is disturbing our society. Or because of his money, that's why I want
to be with him.
Yeah. Or because of this and so and so. Or I want papers. That's why. But if it's a genuine love, there will be challenges, but it wouldn't be at the very what we are seeing nowadays. Yeah, so we need to move away from that. It should be, we need to know ourselves that, okay, this is the very person that I'll be comfortable to stay with for the rest of my life. Whether rain or shine, I'm there, we are there for each other. Then I believe we need to help ourselves and God will help us.
Okay, to help ourselves. There are some people who want open marriage to help their marriages. As in the man can go in for another woman, but not for marriage sake. Side chick. But the wife has to know your side chick. And the wife is also have the chance to also go in for a side cock. You understand?
Yeah.
So that what's your take on that?
Yeah, so because just like you said, because the program is not only for Christians, you know, so it's all about more than to communication. So you communicate. So if there's an agreement, I mean that's fine. Even though biblically it may not be right, but there should be a communication that this is what is happening, and do you have agree if they agree? Because some women want it that way, such a way that she wants to be aware of whoever the husband is having a relationship with. But what it says that so that in case the man is down with illness, it gave me people must often we can all now run a schedule to come and take care of the person because everything of the action you I mean wife the battle with that kind of thing, you know. So but it's all about communication, you know. But I don't think that most women are not comfortable. Most majority of men are because they don't want to share, you know. Even though traditionally it's different, you know, but biblically one man, one woman.
To add to what he has just said, for marriage, Christian or non-Christian, it's spiritual.
Okay.
It's very spiritual. And the moment you move from one woman to the other, you are contaminating yourself. And it will go a long way. Nowadays, we have a lot of illnesses that
the HIVs, the gonorrhea.
we can't just understand. But it's very spiritual. If you are a Buddhist, a traditionalist, everybody wants to attain spirituality. And this very one, if you don't take time, then Solomon and the others, they all went down because of this.
But all those big men that God were closer to, or they were closer to God, were polygamists though. So you don't think we have to legalize polygamy in Ghana for the Christians? Because Moses had 2 wives, is it?
Moses, that's it. I'm not sure.
Moses had Sarah and
later Hagar.
Moses, Abraham had Sarah and Hagar.
Abraham.
Yes. And then Moses had Zipporah. Now Isaac had Rebecca. But
Jacob had
Jacob, Leah, Shake boy, and for P. Uncle Sam, so far, let's say I'm a divorcee. The ordeal I went through in my first marriage or my previous marriage, I don't want to experience it again. And then I'm in a relationship. Do I have to tell my current partner I am dating the ordeal I went through in my marriage and beg him not to repeat it?
I don't think that would be the way to go to beg. You don't need to beg anybody. What I would say is that usually when there's a divorce, there's a hurt. And it takes time for the hurt. It's not physical hurt, psychological, and it takes time. 1 week. It takes time for it to heal. Sometimes we even advise that you go to counseling, only preparable before you go into your. Because sometimes if you're not fully healed and enter into another relationship, it's like you are going into that relationship because you are hurt, and sometimes the motive may be wrong. And later
so you need someone to sympathize with you.
Sort of, you want somebody to. So the time you realize you've also been hurt again.
Okay.
Because you didn't heal completely.
Okay. So
you need to probably go through the healing process and heal completely before you can face the next marriage. Because sometimes it could be the problem could be coming from you, or the problem could be coming from the other man.
Okay.
But just like I told you, most critical ingredients, problem solving skills. So that if you go through counseling, we're able to teach you that, okay, we can learn lessons from the old marriage or the old marriage that didn't work. We can learn what are the lessons that we can learn. Then you to become even a better person as you enter into the new marriage. So you really don't you need to let your current partner know that you've been married before, you had to do some challenges, but you've gotten over it now. So you are now a new person and you are willing to move on with your life.
Okay. But Vincent,
I want to find out if we are not doing it, then we have to see how best we'll factor that one into our ceremonies. If one wants to marry, there's this bounds of marriage. It will be announced 3 times on Sundays at the churches, And for traditional one, maybe both families will be giving notice that on such and such day there will be a marriage ceremony or something of that sort. So likewise, if you want to divorce, then you went through counseling before the marriage. And if you want to divorce, then you have to go through the counseling.
Divorce counseling?
Yeah. You have to go through. And I believe with that one, as he said, counselors will come in. Is there an abuse? Is it an abusive marriage or not? Or maybe the attitude. So that one can be worked out. But as he said, we need to solve. We're created to solve problems. When issues arise, we need to solve it. So I believe you can't just be in the in your various homes, then say, oh, I want to divorce my partner.
What if it was based on abuse? That's why you left the marriage.
Abuse, I said earlier on that we need to bring our sense organs into play. You've seen with your eyes that this is what is going on. A stitch in time saves 9. So we have to be proactive, solve the issue. And if it's getting out of hand, then people know that this is the issue. But you can't just endure. Then when you get to your breaking point, that's when automatically you want to give up. But the moment it starts, it raises its ugly head, then you need to.
Did you write to Asi?
Yeah.
You wrote to Asi.
Yeah.
Did you have Pasco?
We have Pasco.
So what if you are using your previous marriage as your Pasco to make the current one work? Is it possible?
If there are lessons that you have learned in making the current one work, that's fine. Because probably the way you were talking to your former husband, you realize that also affected the marriage. So now you've toned down or you've changed. That's excellent. That one is fine. So we encourage that. But just like you are saying, as much as possible, before you even talk about divorce, you might have brought in 1 or 2 people to try and to solve the problem. So sometimes you can go and, that's why you're saying that don't go and talk to friends who are not mature, who don't know anything about marriage, but talk to professionals or talk to your pastor, talk to seasoned people who can help you out and give you a godly counsel or advice that could lead to solving the problem. Are we okay? Yes. So by so doing, at least you'll be able to try and work it out. Unless probably there's abuse that we all agree. Abuse they don't, But unfortunately, when we talk about abuse, usually men will abuse women physically. But women would also abuse men verbally.
Yes.
And they stay in and they don't want to.
Can't beat you,
and the man do not want to go home, so they will close from work and hang around and be drinking before they get to their house.
Before you realize, I will jolly.
Exactly. So women have to be very careful about all these things because the Bible said that we should be wise. We should be wise. So wise means that you should know how. And in fact, just like you said earlier, every marriage is peculiar. So you don't say that, oh, this is how everybody's supposed to behave. No, there are certain marriage that comes with peculiar circumstances. Now, when they come in, we want to help them to solve the problem so that they can get back their life.
How can we prioritize forgiveness, understanding, and empathy in our marriage?
So I would say that sometimes forgiveness, when something happens, you are forgiving. You are not doing a person favor. You are doing yourself a favor. Oh, yes.
You are healing yourself. True. As you said earlier, for your heart to beat.
Spiritual, it's both psychological and all that. By forgiving, you are doing yourself a whole lot of good. You are not doing the person a favor. Because if the person has hurt you, you are losing sleepless nights. You are lying down, you are watching the scene the whole night.
You count every fiber.
Can you imagine? A person has even forgotten and not thinking about it.
But you are holding on to it.
Exactly. It's like you are carrying somebody who is like the time we went to a place and this motor rider, he was wearing a helmet. I mean, when you are riding a motor, you wear a helmet. He has gotten down, he has stopped, he has parked the motor. But it was still on, eating. Carrying that load. Helmet. So this is what we do. We carry these things head around on blood pressure. So forgiveness is difficult.
It's paramount.
It's difficult, but we have to pray the Spirit to help us to forgive, because forgiveness rather is for our own good.
But you can forgive, but you can't forget too. What about that one too?
I mean, that's quite difficult. When you see the person, you can remember, but you still have to pray the Spirit to help you, because if you see the person, you remember, it means to also help you to remember the situation. But try and pray and ask God to help you to forgive completely, so that when you see the person, let it be there. Because the Bible really says that when you pray for our enemies, leave the revenge for God. God is taking care of it. You are really heaping heaps of coal on their head. So you see them, just let them be, so that you can move on with your life.
But Vincent, no matter how ripe lemon is, a jewel. Being it green or yellow, a jewel. Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
No matter how ripe a lemon is, so being it green or yellow, it is bitter. So you may forgive, but you still can't forget. Because it will take a while before you are able to forget about everything.
So as initially, I talk about divine love, not just ordinary love. Ordinary love, every human being can show love. All the other people in the world can show love. But if you are a follower of Christ, you must pray for that divine love. And that divine love that Jesus, at the point when he was being crucified, Christ said that God forgive them, for they know not what they do.
You may have that divine love and regret ever loving that person. What about that one too?
Regret ever loving. No, you can't. Well, you may say you regret, but I would say regret because there will be lessons that we have learned from that encounter with that person. There's surely something you might have learned that will make you a better person in going forward.
If you just join us, this is Family Life right here on Adwa TV. The topic for discussion is how to make marriage work. Proudly brought to you by the Men Fellowship of the Anglican Church of Ghana. They make sure you make your marriage work. They prioritize marriage. They understand the basics and all the characteristics of marriage. They are good to go. If you join them or if you allow your husband to join them, Ola Jacob Alola Jebe. See, my guests are nodding. Yes, they are proud members of the Anglican Church Men Fellowship. So please, if you are going through a struggle, prioritize communication. Hello, Jenna.
Yes, okay. Problem solving skill.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But sometimes when you may regret,
that
who do I go to? If I don't go to my mom or a counselor when I'm going through difficulties in my marriage, who do I call on? Aside my mom, my pastor or my pastor's wife, and my counselor, who can I go to?
You can also pray to God.
This is not a matter of praying.
Okay, so we talk about counselor, your pastor, your pastor's wife,
or my parents.
Your parents.
These four people. Aside them, who can I go to?
Somebody can go to a professional.
A psychiatrist or a
psychologist. Yes, or a marriage counselor. Yes, these days, the Ghana Psychological Council, they are making sure that people who call themselves counselors are certified and well trained, so that they will not be causing more harm than
good.
Yes, because otherwise there are a lot of people out there who call themselves counselors who are not qualified. They are rather worsening people's situation and causing more harm than good. Yes, so we can go to these people and you are sure that you get the support that you need. If it comes even difficult, the Mental Health Authority, we have a 24-hour helpline. It's 0800 678 678. You can call if you have challenges. We can connect you to a clinical psychologist, or you can even walk to any government institution in Ghana. So all the polyclinics, they have mental health departments.
Yes, they do.
Where you can go there and talk to a mental health professional. And if after the initial assessment, it thinks that they need to refer you to a psychologist, a psychiatrist, whatever, they will refer you. Sometimes you even don't need psychiatry. You need sometimes a support group. When it's a support group, people
who are in the same soup
who can advise you and direct you and give you the support that you need. So these facilities are there for us that we can all fall on. So the church is there. The institutions that are also licensed to provide these services are also there for us to take full advantage of.
But Vincent, what can you add up?
You need not to go to your friends, because friends, some people will be jealous of your marriage. So what is happening is going in their favor. Okay. So as you said, your parents are the first point of call. You need to get to them, because from our parents, we'll pick up some traits. So the good traits that are come from them, we can get good advice. We can fall on our spiritual fathers. That's the priest and the osophos. Then, if need be, we need to see the authorities, because they have studied and they have empirical evidence how best they can resolve issues within a matter of days. So I believe it's in order for you to follow that process, and things will work out for the marriage.
How can we spark up our marriages?
There are a lot of things you can do to spark up our marriages. So, for instance, Sunday is Mother's Day, you know. So, give your wife a treat. I mean, let her have a break from all the house chores. If it's possible for you to now take that day, just take over the kitchen and prepare her something nice.
Breakfast in bed.
That's nice.
Charlie.
Sometimes men, we are at fault. We say that you don't campaign after elections. That's a challenge,
See, you know, when I was campaigning just after 4 months of losing election.
So the marriage is an everyday work. So when your wife is looking beautiful, compliment her. Sometimes, and just like now you are there, bold and between you talk about all these things. Sometimes they force us, how am I looking? Am I looking slim? Have I put on weight? And you don't know what to say. You are hiding, But some compliments are the way you even put it. It will also make the marriage work. You're at work, send her some nice word. Men are fun of we don't bother the woman, and then the evening when you come,
that's why we try to be romantic. No.
So in the morning now, just send her something. Let's start preparing. In fact, for women, their mind is everything.
You see, you know that thing. You're a bad boy. You're a bad boy.
So you start, because the mind is the greatest sex organ, if I should put it that way. So you need to prepare the person's mind. After you chew him, so I went.
Hey, but Vincent. See, this one is slow by sheer. Hey, I now see where you are interested in. You see, sometimes you look for places that should normally stand in the house. Then you can paste something small to inspire her.
Exactly.
Even if it is just a word. Two or three words.
Yeah.
There's this sticker paper, colorful, nice one.
Exactly.
She'll be going to the kitchen. Okay, apete. Fridge. Alohini stove. Definitely the color of the paper will draw her attention, and then she'll be compelled to read it. Chaleke won honi and a king. Don't actually click over you.
So these are some of the things we can do to spice up our marriage. The way we speak to each other. We should always be ready to forgive. But definitely there are going to be challenges in the marriages. So once you're having having challenges, we should be able to solve. And bear in mind that the goal is that we want to make it work. And it is work. It's an effort you have to put. You don't have to just go and sleep and expect the marriage to work. You need to put in, spice it up, find a way of using softer words.
Love language, and
that kind of thing.
So it's good for your spouse to have a pet name for you, is it?
It's fine. It is fine. It's people. So when you are sleeping and you hear that voice, but you know that this person is calling you. So it's fine. It's psychologically acceptable. Sometimes when you are annoyed, there are ways that we can really advise.
Kofi Papa.
A woman. And we know the men. There are certain times when a woman comes to Penom and says, "Oh, it's
because of 4 faith money. We know about try or faith.
No, we won't faith what they got because they honey. Maybe it was last time you call honey.
Because they know you said in the back, yes, dear, how much is it?
Exactly.
Because don't naked the way no about honey. Hey, madam. You how much is it? Tell me. Give me your account details. Let me forward it. She called for Femo, Boo, Heartbeat, G, concert party. Because sometimes the lady will try all these, and then the man is not responding. Honey, G, Manche, yes. Abba. You see, most of you Ghanaian boys are not romantic.
And so that's why
so how do you teach your spouse to be that romantic to your taste? To spike out those things, like, is it necessary for us to go on a road trip, drive all the way from Tama to Akusombo, all the way to Cape Coast, the stress, go to Cheku Falls at Dodoma. It's a nice place. I want to take you there. You will love it. The hiking alone.
We get sky, you can do that, but sometimes there are certain simple things. Just walking together and holding hands
taking
together.
a stroll by the
By the
roadside.
roadside, even by the shore, I mean the seashore. You just
Nya
walk.
hekele wele konya
Tashi,
batashi.
Yagbasane, Ahiakushinwan, menace of you, the same menace of you.
Then show I can ekole obashika wo ya koshiko me nye yenyo nyenjai.
You can still buy the 2 or 3, but I still drink from the can be I know.
Abasho moko basho moko eh.
The essence is the fellowship, the togetherness.
Okay.
Not really about 2 men. That's it. You know.
She ona ko yoni ma di adam.
Akwa mkuju no ajo.
Ajo ekole sankpa na shoe.
Yeah. So the one that will suit you.
Exactly.
And it comes naturally. We need to allow ourselves to learn.
Yeah.
So as I said, maybe on the wedding day, say, "Oh, I love you," but how many men will day in and day out just repeat that one to their spouse? So we want to encourage men. That's for this Mother's Day. Give your wives treats.
Give them a treat. Give them a treat. And sometimes, so suggest like I mean, if you're watching TV together, can we job in a 3-bedroom? Then try as much as possible not to even buy another TV to your bedroom. Kuni one TV no, you all sit down there. Okay, family time. I guess you in sky or being hit TV one bedroom. Okay. I mean, like me at time, it doesn't foster bonding and unity, you know. So go there and spend time together, eat together. Eating time together is also helps in the bonding.
For one bowl.
I mean, not even for one bowl, but the same table. You know, as an attachment, hello, oh, you need to put no labor, you need the tell myself, oh, how are you enjoying it? You tell myself, been a friend, you can put any calculate, you know, get on no better, say, afraid the best shimbo. You know, sit down there, it shows respect. I can can touch it. But what make been you know, so these times it encourages
so
fellowship.
you guys love it when we are watching you eat and then we take some of the fish.
And sometimes I call agbo.
What's more agbo, eh?
That's the but just a piece of it is nice, you know.
I
mean, but no one know I don't let you put coffee with nice. So
nice.
That's nice.
So you guys like it like that.
Fosters bonding.
And we want to let husbands, or maybe at our workplaces, we should we need to know the environment in which we are. You are in the house, you are there as a husband or a wife. So please, the position that you have in the office, managing director,
Chief
major,
executive.
You leave it at work and then you come home as a wife.
Then as a husband or wife, you play your role. So as I said earlier, your body is for the woman, and the woman, your body is for the man. So allow for that enjoyment.
Overtaking is allowed. Your body is for your man or your woman. Allow him to enjoy it. On this note, I'll go for a quick turnout. I'll be back soon. Please stay tuned.
Announcements on Adwa TV. Contact Adwa TV for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 050-92-57754, 020-9494-258, or visit our marketing desk at Step Work premises. Adwa TV, bringing good things to life.
Do you want the latest news on sport on the local scene, such as the Ghana Premier League, CAF Champions League, and Confederation matches want the latest in the world of boxing, athletics, cycling, para sports tennis, and any of our national teams? Then tune in to Sports Center on Adwa TV this and every Wednesday and Friday at 6:45 p.m. to 7:45 p.m. Sports Center will also host resource person from sporting federations, sports athletes or personalities and stakeholders in the sporting fraternity to give clarifications, inform and educate viewers. Join Isaac Morty and Derek Nee Asai Ankara for your latest on trending sports issues and game predictions on Sports Center.
Welcome back to Family Life. The family, our priority, is our aim. Brought to you by the Men Fellowship of the Anglican Church. Since the priority is for the family to be united, we make it a point to help you obtain that. The topic for discussion is how to make our marriage work. My name, yours truly, Naa Oforiwaa Pels. Noko bold, Noko beautiful, Noko dark and lovely. So Noko make your marriage work. That's why I am on the queenship stool, trying to help you out with my Noko handsome men, Brother Samuel Hanu, and then Brother Vincent Soti. They are proud members of the Anglican Church Men Fellowship, and they are making things happen. They are trying to bisect and dissect and digest the information, whether we like it or yes, to help us make our marriages work. But Sam, do you think our in-laws have an impact to play in how to make our marriages work? Do in-laws have a part to play?
Yeah, they have a part to play.
Mm-hmm.
The part to play is that sometimes they are supposed to let the marriage work, not to interfere unnecessarily.
And then the mothers-in-laws are on our neck too, and our sisters-in-law.
So the man has to put his foot down and ensure that there is no interference from the mother.
But there are some men who are mommy's boys.
Unfortunately, I understand. So sometimes, because of the way they were brought up, so they are still clinging on to their parents. And by that, we will say that they have not matured enough, because maturity means that the Bible says that you have to leave your mother and father. It means that not that you are cutting that relationship, but you are not going to face the world yourself. So whatever problem you have to solve it in your house. You don't have to allow your mother-in-law to come to your house to come and give instructions. In the house, your wife is the manager of the house, even though you are the head. So once you are the head, you have to put things in right. You have to delegate this, do this, so that you want to put your mother. Yeah, your mother can come to the house. But when it comes to the house, your wife is the one who is in charge and not your mother. Otherwise, it can bring problems to the marriage, because women and that kind of we don't want it in the house. So as a man, you must be able to direct your home and take charge of your house, and not allow your in-law, not even your wife's parents, they shouldn't come to influence their marriage unduly. Yeah.
At what point should I go to my in-law to lodge a complaint about their son or daughter?
You need to solve that one with your spouse. But if it's out of hand, you can get to her or him, so that they'll also add their voice to it, because they were the very people that trained
their child.
They had their child. So okay. But it's maturity. So if you are matured, I believe you need to solve it yourself. They can come in with their advice, but it's not necessary that or you should take the advice. You can just add it to your knowledge of what you have. I believe you can add it to it.
And we also know that usually when in our Christian marriage, when the couple are in the church, the also for the pastor or the reverend minister will ask if the man has done all the traditional things
necessary, right?
Yes. And so it means the church recognizes traditional marriage.
Yeah.
And in that marriage, you also know that marriage is not between two individuals. It's between what families, this family and this family. You know, so just like he's saying, yes, when there's a problem, sometimes you don't want it to go out, so you may want to confine in either your parents or your in-laws. You know that this is what the challenge I'm having, so that they can go to call together and solve it. That would be the first point of call. If you not, then we even have to go on to the other way. So it's not a bad idea to consult your parent, but sometimes you also have to be very cautious about whether even your parents are also in the right frame of mind and maturity to come into your marriage. Yes, you have to have that discernment. Otherwise, you may have to jump that step and go to a professional or your spiritual head. Yeah. Yes.
So we shouldn't allow our mothers-in-law to be dictating in our marriages, because some are pain and the.
I agree. So you have to be very tactful, you know, and you have to do it in such a way that it doesn't bring problems. You know, sometimes you have to learn how to speak assertively, you know, such a way that you say what you want, but you don't hurt. You say it in such a way that doesn't hurt, it doesn't spoil relationship, you know, because it's a family thing. You know, we don't want family war.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for the in-laws, you know, in the local parlance, they have it. It goes like that. Shall we send your being?
Papa.
So we have to know actually. Lile folele, bomb is that bond. You have to be matured and know the very
Your limit.
Your limit.
Yeah. Sometimes when he sometimes say marry no be fit more you know, I want to tell men out there, please, my mother is not there, and I wish she was there so that I will be able to pamper her and cherish her. Or care your mother is there, make sure she's not now or handle.
Is that also a contributing factor? Because sometimes when I care, your mother-in-law will be saying, because of you, my son is not taking care of me.
Exactly.
Must the son harbor the whole family's burden?
I won't say the whole family's burden, but you know, in our traditional setting, you are the eldest son, you are supposed to have some responsibility in your other siblings as well. But when you marry, now your responsibilities has become more, you know. So sometimes even that's why we say communication. Communication not only to your wife, but even your mother. Actually, now the same resources I'm having now, I have family, I have to pay school fees and all that. This is how much I can manage for now. So please bear with me. But in doing that, where your actions should also show actually this is what you have. You can't be giving her 100 cedis a month and 200 cedis a month. Okay, you are lavishly walking around, spending money here and there. 5,000
answer gentility home cry.
You know, the Bible says that even a man that's not able to take care of his home is not professing the faith. You know, oh yes, the Bible says that you should be able to take care of your house. No, your house also includes your parents. The Bible also says that you should honor your mother and father. Yes, so honoring them means that you are going to take care of them. You know, so man, if you are there, you have neglected your mother or father, and Mother's Day, go back and reconcile with your mother and make sure your mother is you are taking good care of your mother and you enjoy the blessings from then onwards.
You know, sometimes the men want to be romantic a bit, not all the time, but majority of the times, like helping out in the kitchen, joining you wash and stuff. Most women try to take advantage of that to be lazying about. Do you think that one too is a contributing factor? Because many men want their marriages to work, especially the one-time divorcees who have gone back to marry and then they want to make it work. You washing, the stress, you've all gone to work throughout the day from Monday to Friday, and then on Saturday you are washing. Oh, babe, let me help you wash. When I get so will find a bomber there no for him. Is that how we are supposed to relate to our spouses? Although we have to say it respectfully. Oh, fine, I'm feeling fine. But no, by the she can judge me I will get them way chillaxy.
Exactly.
I need his say no
Oh,
more be.
That is, many will say, okay, they are not matured. That's why we said it's for matured minds. The matured one need you appreciate, and they will love it and will appreciate you forever because you are supporting. And sometimes that's just like you are saying, no, here come mature, not because they want, but because what one more pet about chicken. I can show you film or better no fee. And one thing that worries marriages these days is about laziness. Laziness, you know. Sometimes say we should say actually you are making an effort to learn, you know. And sometimes say when here come on this is the handicap she has. No, let me help. No, na guys who feel pebe ashin habu. You know, there's no you effort to actually learn to put on you know. So these are one of the things that is also killing our mind. For our marriage to work, just like I told you earlier, it's an everyday effort, everyday work. We must work at it every day. It is nice for the man to support in the house, but cash in you know, kuni our book in a kind you are trying to take advantage of my leniency and my support. No one can be bomba. The marriage will be heading somewhere else. Exactly, you know. So maturity is very important. The woman must be matured enough to understand that one me is supporting me, so I must also not because nobody feel well late because no you know this does not help because men also as we also need attention. They need better attention, you know. So it's both ways. So by so doing it, we are flourishing and making the marriage to work. Yeah.
Should we prioritize our finances?
We should prioritize our finances because the finance makes the home. Cash cabo here, marriage, we need to agree. Okay, this is the monthly. If the love is there, you'll be open. So men shouldn't have that idea. Oh, the woman will know how much I receive at the end of the month. You know, as I said earlier, we have to be transparent to each other. Yeah, your money is for the man, and the woman, your money too is for the woman.
No, your money, our money, and our money is ours.
Yes.
But your money is your money.
She can.
Our money is.
Oh, Daddy, your money as my husband is my money.
But
as
your
money,
wife,
my money is my money.
Only your money.
Yes. Oh, yes.
That's the challenge we are having.
No. Your money is my money, but my money is my money.
The money is for all of us.
Dabi, your money is my money, but my money is my money.
No society.
Your money, I have to enjoy.
It's a joint venture.
Yeah. We work it out. For instance, the woman is having a good job. The love is there. No, for society we frown at it. That should be. If the love is there, lawyer you marry teacher, judge ne marry teacher. Le judge you teacher for you. Logo kweme one show. The woman will definitely a text a high. Love is there. The small any small. No kind of society we shouldn't allow
society to dictate for us.
For the woman is anymore. You are privately.
Thank you.
Not there. The no is the man who is dishing it out. You know, but sometimes say it's money and actually Josh car, you know, so the man will feel kind of, you know, that becomes a challenge. You cannot spice up
the a headship.
Exactly.
Even conflict aba.
Okay. Okay. So your final words, that's your camera ahead of you, in just in front of you, sorry.
Yes, so my final words is that marriage, as insisted by God, is supposed to be something that we need to enjoy. And once we come together as a man, you are able to, you saw a lot of women, but decided to marry and settle with this woman. You need to, at all costs, try as much as you can to make it work, because God will not give you something that you cannot carry. He will definitely give you the means to be able to tolerate. We also want to urge our women that they should, as much as possible, go by the biblical submission, biblical obligation for them to submit and also respect their husbands. When you ask most men, they will not tell you that they want love, or that they will tell you that they want respect. Just the respect. Because when they get the respect as a man, they can do a lot of things. So please, as we are celebrating Mother's Day, men, let's love our partners. Let us go out of our way to show them extraordinary love, the divine love from Jesus, from our Lord Jesus Christ, and it will help to improve upon our marriages. So I wish you all the best. Enjoy your marriage, and God be with you.
Thank you. Visit.
Marriage is a honorable estate. We need to let it work. It's the will of God that we should enjoy our marriage. Though marriage is for people on this earth, in heaven there's no marriage, but we have to make it work. It's a passport for you to get to heaven. And for that matter, we'll look at Malachi 2:16 to 17. Our Lord God hates divorce. Once you step foot, you've made up your mind that the Lord should help me to enjoy my marriage, is ever willing to help you. We want the family to be in good position, to be very sound for society and our country, Ghana, to move from strength to strength. God bless all women, and we wish you happy Mother's Day. Aiko.
Yeah, yay. God bless every woman on the surface of earth. And with that, right here from Adwa TV, we would like to wish the following women who makes it possible in our life. So please, from the MCR, can we start having the pictures and wish our dearest mothers a very befitting Mother's Day? So this, oh, the birthday girl herself. This is Mrs. Enchi, Mrs. Joyce Enchi. She's my mother from another region. She was so close to me. Happy birthday to you. Oh, me. And then a happy Mother's Day. This is from Amma Mirekua, your daughter, and Mame Oye. They say, Mom, we love you. And me, Naa Oforiwaa, I love you too. So the next person, please. Oh, my mother, my first love. So this is my mom, Miss Patience Aduma, the Princess of Apollonia. Mama, oh, you adore. You've been our support. Being a single mother is not an easy thing. This is for me and my siblings. Okay, mama, you want job. You want job. Ne abu wala se chile. No one ya wa fe no ko work happen. Oh, you adore. Happy Mother's Day, Mama. This is Auntie Naa Ayele Adefio. This is from Adwa TV and all your children. We say Happy Mother's Day. May you live long to enjoy the fruit of your labor. Ewulu againche. Na yamwetele. Manya one, no size. The Queen Mother of Adwa TV. Eko mepe. Yatele yate. You want job, emo you try me. Juliana Osafo, God bless you. Thank you for being. May God bless you from now on and always. Enjoy the fruit of your labor. Auntie Bene, Doju. Oh, okay. So Auntie Benedicta Doju, this is from Adwa TV. We're wishing you a blissful, happy Mother's Day. May you enjoy the fruit of your labor. And we are waiting for the fufu. So we'll come home and then we'll consume it with you. Then we know what's up. Ow. Auntie Irene. Eko mepe. Happy Mother's Day to Auntie Irene Akwoko Amponsa, the secretary to Bishop Court, and then the personal assistant to our bishop. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. You look good. Oh, Auntie Evangeline. Eko mepe. No size. This is from me, your darling boy. He says, Grandma, happy Mother's Day. Thank you for being a wonderful mom and a wonderful grandma at the same time. I love you. May you live long. Wow. Harriet what? This is Auntie Harriet. Mrs. Harriet Tete, happy Mother's Day. What is this? Says, please, who is this? I will sit on you. Mrs. Beidou. Happy Mother's Day, Mrs. Beidou. This is from your children and all of us from Adwa TV. Happy Mother's Day. This has repeated itself, please. This is Lady Reverend Judith Parker Baining. Oh, finally I get to see her. She's so beautiful. That mom, thank you. Thank you. You have a wonderful husband who has been inspiring us here. So this is from me and my crew and everyone at Adwa TV. We say happy Mother's Day. Enjoy your day. May it be a blissful one. This is Mrs. Hunu. Mabel Hunu. Ahanu. Oh, okay. So this is from your darling husband, and he will definitely do the honors to wish you. Please wish her yourself.
So happy Mother's Day to my one and only, my wife, the mother of my house, and our two children. So enjoy your day, and let's look forward to greater things ahead.
Your wife's name is Irene, right?
Barbara.
Okay.
So cheers. Happy Mother's Day.
So we are taking you out. I look at let's take you out.
Oh, definitely wire out.
Ayo. And this is Mrs. Barbara Soti, Uncle Vincent.
Happy Mother's Day, Barbara. Babs, we thank God for your life and how far He has brought you. You've been a good mother to the children and a good wife to your husband. I thank God for your life. May you enjoy more years ahead of you. Happy Mother's Day, Barbara.
See, your husband is blushing here. He has tears in his eyes. He's blushing. Who brought this lady here? This is Hagar Osabuki, my best friend. Buki, you've been a great help to me. I love you so much, sis. Happy Mother's Day. Who is it? Sorry? This is Auntie Sarah Obama Mensah. She's the mother of Reggie, my producer. So, Reggie, do you have any message to give to your mom? Do you have a message for her? This is Mrs. Margaret Ama Jani, my sister-in-law. Mimi, Yamin Sharpa, why? Obaya Kwemri, Bibiaya Tote. Thank you for being a wonderful mom to my nephew and my nieces. I pray for God's health and then more grace. More money. And this is Auntie Barbara. Happy Mother's Day to you. This is from Reina and then Roberta. They say they love you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. Are we done, please? Oh, okay, so on this birthday, Mother's Day wish, I say a happy Mother's Day to all mothers who makes the day with us. Thank you for giving us life. Thank you for being our first teacher because, yes, you taught us how to walk, how to talk, how to cook, and how to be respectful people in the society. May God give you strength and grant you more grace. May He grant you long life and prosperity so that you can enjoy us all, not just your biological children, but to every child out there who refers to you as mother. May this day be glorious to you. On this note, I say thank you for making a date with me once again on Family Life right here on Adwa TV. My name still remains Noko Bold, Noko Beautiful. And I had the discussion with Mr. Samuel Hanum, who is a marriage counselor and a member of the Men Fellowship of the Anglican Church. And I had Mr. Vincent Soti, my regular guest. He is also a proud husband and a father and a member of the Men Fellowship of the Anglican Church. A very good thank you to my cameraman, Nick and Patty, to the NCR Rajo, my my producers, my soundman Saz, Reggie. A very, very big thank you for making this program a successful one. Thank you, and make a date with us same time next week. Enjoy the rest of our program. Bye bye.